First course objective will discuss about basic operation and first course objective will discuss about basic operation and performance of differential amplifiers, and that means the very basic objective is to discuss about the operation of differential amplifiers, basic operation and performance operation of differential amplifier. That is related to first module or first chapter. So second objective is related to operational amplifiers. Operational amplifier, to understand and to learn the measuring techniques of performance of operational amplifier. That means the second objective is related to the discussion of operational amplifiers. And third objective will discuss about the classification of operational amplifiers. We discussed in the syllabus. Operational amplifier is classified into two types: linear operational amplifier and non-linear operational amplifier. So this particular objective, third objective, is to discuss about the linear and non-linear applications of operational amplifier. And so fourth chapter we discussed about active filters, and this fourth objective will discuss about the analysis in the sense study, analysis and design of different types of active filters. What are the various active filters are there in linear integrated circuits? Those active filters are used to study the operational amplifiers, and analysis and design of different active filters using operational amplifiers. And coming to the next objective, this objective is to discuss about the integral structure, internal structure and operation of various analog integrated circuits. And the last objective will discuss about that acquiring a separate skill for designing and testing of the integrated circuit. So these are the various several course objectives formulated. That means this course objective is nothing like an aim which we are going to study, in particular chapters. So this is course objective will discuss about. So what are the things we are going to study in our syllabus? Either the first chapter is related to differential amplifiers. First chapter is related to differential amplifiers. In the differential amplifiers, what we're going to study. In operational amplifiers, what we are going to study. And again, in third object, we'll discuss about the classification of operational amplifiers. Fourth chapter will discuss about various types of active filters and all. We discussed here in the course objectives. So I mean, coming to next one is next slide is about course outcomes. So course outcome, what is the outcome means after studying the particular module or particular chapter, what is the knowledge we acquired? What is the knowledge we gain? So first chapter is about integrated circuits, general introduction and analysis. So after studying that, this is the first outcome we got. We can design an operational amplifier in various applications. We design the operational amplifier under various applications. And second op-amp, it is to analyze and to design various active filters using op-amp. And the third outcome will design about diagnose in the sense we can test, diagnose and troubleshoot in the sense we can test the linear electronic circuit. You will test the linear electronic circuit. And the third one and the fourth one is about understand the gain bandwidth concept and frequency response of amplifier configurations. That means here we will study various amplifier configurations like linear operational amplifiers and non-linear operational amplifiers. So we can study the frequency response of the operational amplifiers. And coming to the last objective or last outcome, it is to understand truly the operational amplifiers with linear integrated circuits. That means the final outcome of the study is to link up the operational amplifiers with the integrated circuits. So this is about the course outcomes. The first course outcome will discuss about the design circuit of operational amplifiers. Second circuit will discuss about analyzing and design of amplifiers using op-amps. And the third one they will discuss about diagnose and troubleshoot of linear electronic circuits. And fourth one will discuss about gain bandwidth concept and frequency response of various configurations. And last one is just we are linking thoroughly with the operational amplifiers with linear integrated circuits. So these are the general reference textbooks we are going through. Reference textbooks. First one, for linear integrated circuits, we will go through Roy Choudhury, New Age Publications Limited. That is a second edition, 2003 issue. And second textbook is about operational amplifiers and linear integrated circuits by Ramakant Gaikwad, PHA Publications, with the issue of year 1987. And third one is about, this is a standard textbook of, with operational amplifier by C.G. Clayton and Butterworth, with Elsewhere edition 1971. This is very standard textbook which we are going to prefer if we go through any competitive level exams. And the general reference book is about operational amplifiers and linear integrated circuits by Sanjay Sharma. Publication is SK Katari and Sons, second edition 2010. So if we take every subject, whatever it may be the circuit, if it is a linear integrated circuit or it may be an utilization of electrical energy or whatever it may be the subject, we have two types of textbooks. One is a standard textbook and second one is a reference textbooks. So here the standard textbook is standard textbook is linear integrated circuits by Roy Choudhury and Ramakant Gaikwad and C.G. Clayton. And for the reference textbook, we can use operational amplifiers and linear integrated circuits by Sanjay Sharma. So these are about the textbooks. So if we go in deep, so here today, as we said about, we will discuss about linear integrated circuits. We said we will discuss about linear integrated circuits before going into the first chapter of differential amplifiers. So before discussing about the differential amplifier, we need to know what is an integrated circuit. What is meant by an integrated circuit? The general acronym for IC is integrated circuit. Acronym in the sense full form. We know what is an IC. Some of the times we call that as an IC chip. IC chip in the sense integrated circuit chip. What is an integrated circuit? What is the general technical difference for integrated circuit? So here we are going to discuss an integrated circuit is a miniature in the sense very small, low cost electronic circuit consisting of active elements and passive elements fabricated together on a single crystal silicon. That means an integrated circuit is a miniature in the sense small circuit consisting of active components and passive components which are made on a single crystal of silicon, which is fabricated on a single board of silicon crystal. So here we know what is the description of active components. So here the description of active components is transistors and diodes. What are there are various classification of transistors, various types of diodes we are all studied in our electronic devices and circuits. So we use an active components, that is transistors and diodes, and we use passive components, that is resistors and capacitors. Resistance and capacitors. So this is about the description of a definition of integrated circuit. Integrated circuit, what is an integrated circuit means? It is a miniature, small, low cost electronic circuit consisting of active and passive components fabricated together on a single crystal of silicon. So here the active components are transistors and diodes, and passive components are resistors and capacitors. So again coming through, so this is the classification of integrated circuits. General classification of integrated circuit are ICs are classified. ICs, acronym of ICs, the general integrated circuits are classified into two types. How can we classify the integrated circuit means? We can classify the integrated circuit based on the mode of operation. We will classify the integrated circuit into two types. One is digital integrated circuit and second thing is linear integrated circuit. Depending upon the mode of operation, first one is a digital integrated circuit and second one is linear integrated circuit. So here in our subject, in our discussion, we will purely discuss about linear integrated circuit. What is a linear integrated circuit? What is a family of linear integrated circuit? And all. So actually this particular linear integrated circuit falls under a category of analog integrated circuits. Again, it is classified under a classification of analog integrated circuits. Falls under a classification of analog integrated circuits. So first we will going into the discussion digital integrated circuit. Digital integrated circuit. What is a digital integrated circuit? Mean digital integrated circuit is a complete function depends upon digital logic networks. We will take the complete function of digital logic networks. And second thing is this digital integrated circuit is a discrete one. That means it will take the discrete inputs and outputs. Like we know what is a digital language. Digital language consists of zeros and ones. So it will take the discrete inputs of logic 0 and logic 1. Almost of you are very familiar about this digital input and output because we experimented many things in our microprocessors and microcontrollers lab. We know what is a logical language and what is a digital language, which is consisting of zeros and ones, which is a binary segmentation. So basic example for this digital integrated circuit is digital integrated circuit consisting of logic. Examples are logic gates, flip-flops, resistors, counters. That means the components which take discrete inputs and output states logic 0 and logic 1, which are having a particular finite number, comes under the classification of digital integrated circuit. Digital integrated circuit. So coming to second one is linear integrated circuit. Linear integrated circuit. Actually, the linear integrated circuit traditionally categorizes itself in the family of analog integrated circuit. Analog integrated circuit. Sorry for the interruption. I don't know who is this guy. Name with profile name Power Star. Already we said in the morning we won't admit him in this room. Just ask. I'm asking him to rename himself with a register number and we can admit him. Okay, coming into discussion, linear integrated circuit is a solid state electronic device. That means it comes under the classification of analog device characteristics, which is having an infinite number of possible operating characteristics, whereas the digital integrated circuit will have a finite number of possible operating states. But this linear integrated circuit will falls under the classification of analog solid state device, will have a finite number of operating states. That means it can operate in a continuous range of input levels. So the basic example for this linear integrated circuit is amplifiers, filters, frequency multipliers and modulators. We will discuss this classification. Amplifiers, filters, frequency modulators and frequency modulators. This is the classification we are going to discuss next. So on coming to the next slide, what we are going to discuss is applications. What are the various applications of integrated circuits? So linear integrated circuits, we all know there are analog integrated circuits. Linear integrated circuit comes under the family of analog integrated circuits. Linear integrated circuit comes under the family of analog integrated circuits. So what is the applications? Means here you can use power amplifiers, small signal amplifiers, operational amplifiers, RF and IF amplifiers, voltage comparators, multipliers, radio receivers and voltage regulators. Well, coming into the applications of second type. Digital integrated circuits. First one application is linear integrated circuits. We discussed about digital integrated circuits. The digital integrated circuit, they are mostly referred as the input voltage levels, two input voltage levels which are very limited, high input voltage level or low input voltage level, whereas which is considered as binary language. We discussed about zeros and we discussed that the binary language is zeros and one, which is used for digital integrated circuits. The applications are here: flip-flops, logic gates, timers, counters, multipliers, calculator chips, memory chips, clock chips, microprocessors and microcontrollers and temperature sensors. So these are the various applications. These are the various applications. These are the various applications where we are going to use, in digital integrated circuits. So coming to next thing. Coming to next thing. So what is the advantage of linear integrated circuits? What is the purpose of advantage of linear integrated circuits? Means the first most advantage is very, very compact in size. Very, very compact in size. If we observe an IC board or IC chip, it is very, very compact in size. We can obtain the smaller size of IC when compared to the discrete circuit. When compared to a discrete circuit, it is very, very compact in size. And second thing is, it is very less in weight. A circuit board is with an IC is having very less in weight when compared to a discrete circuit. When compared to a discrete circuit, and very most important thing is power consumption. Most important factor which plays a crucial role is power consumption. The IC which we are using is we having very low power than traditional circuit, which will consume very low power, and because of the smaller size and its peculiar construction. Peculiar construction. And next one is reduced in cost. So by using this linear integrated circuit, we can reduce the cost when compared to the discrete circuits, because the fabrication of integrated circuit and whatever the silicon material which we are using, we can use very minute amount of material in constructing the board. That's why the overall operation cost is reduced. And next thing is increasing reliability. Since then we can employ very lesser connections on the IC board, we can increase the reliability in the sense efficiency. And compared to digital circuit, integrated circuit will have very less amount of very you can compare it to integrated circuits, or compared to digital circuits, we have high amount of reliability. And last important application, that is improved operational speeds. ICs can be operated at an improved speed because of their switching speed and less power consumption. Because of the less power consumption, the speed of the application is improved. So these are the various applications: compact in size because of the IC structure, less in weight because of the circuit design, it will consume very less amount of power, and the cost used very, very less, and the reliability is very, very high when compared to a digital circuit, and we can improve the speed when compared to a traditional boards. So this is for today. And in tomorrow's class we will go to the digital amplifiers. So what we discussed is, today we discussed about general syllabus of the subject linear integrated circuits and applications. We discussed about course outcomes course outcomes, integrated circuit definition, classification of integrated circuits, advantages and applications. So if you have any queries, you can ask now. If you have any queries, you can ask now. Right. Thank you one and all for attending the meeting. If you have any queries, you can ask now. So this is about we discussed today. This is about we discussed today. We discussed about the linear integrated circuits, definition of linear integrated circuit, applications of linear integrated circuit, classifications of linear integrated circuits, and various advantages and applications. We discussed about course objectives and course outcomes. In next class, we will start about differential amplifiers. We'll discuss about differential amplifier, its applications, its classification, and its calculations and all. Right. Thank you one and all. Thank you.